Justin Johnson, vocalist for Gnosis, and that's pretty much it.
All right. How did you learn that you could start screaming? Is that something you had to actually teach yourself, or is that something you were just natural with?
Started off at age 15 or so, and just years and years of trying new stuff and trying different techniques, and eventually led up to this point. I mean, I never took any lessons or anything, just kind of figured it out.
What brought you to Gnosis? How did you find out about them?
Me and Kyle we were looking for musicians in the area, and kept having bad luck with a bunch of the musicians in the area. You'll find a good drummer, but at the same time they won't compromise on what they want to do, and it's just hard to find the right people, even if you find talented musicians. So I think Kyle found Lynn on a Craigslist post or something, and from there, we hooked up with him, and Gnosis.
I understand that this is nobody's first band. I know you have a history with your own thing. What kind of past bands have you been in? Who was your first band, and I guess that kind of thing?
My first band was a band called Xmas, and we started when we were 13 or 14, and played. I was probably with them for 10 years.
Oh.
Or so, and I departed with them 5 or 6 years ago, and I was pretty much on hiatus. I didn't do anything with music, no vocals or anything, for about 6 years. Messed around with a couple local bands recently, like I said, when I got back with Kyle, but that's about it. Pretty much just one primary band until now.
Now, I take it, being in that band, you've been on stage before, you've had a stage presence and everything. Have you ever had a bad experience while on stage, or have you ever had something just not go your way while you're doing your thing?
There's a couple shows where mics will go off, and for some reason nobody can figure out what's going on. So I think there's been at least one show where I've played the set just in silence, pure instrumental set. That's pretty embarrassing.
Oh, yeah. I imagine.
Yeah.
Since you started your screaming, your growling, and everything, have there been any extreme changes in how you do things, or maybe do you do vocal warm-ups and that kind of thing? Or is it just you get into the room and you record?
It's probably a good idea to do the warm-up. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I don't know. There's probably a lot of things I should do, but it's really all about having fun. And I think once you get this, when you become too serious at it, then you lose some aspect of it, and you start to lose out on performance and stuff like that by taking yourself too seriously. So there's probably some things I should do that I don't, and it's whatever.
So you've only ever been in 2 bands, or have you been in more?
I was in another band before Gnosis, but it was less than 6 months, and I almost don't even count it.
Oh, okay. So that would probably be the toughest band to be in, or something like that?
It was just an experiment,
Oh, okay. What's the biggest audience you played for?
It was probably Tremont Music Hall. I don't know how many people were there, hundreds upon hundreds, but it was a big show. It was 30 bands, all-day festival kind of thing. That's probably the biggest show I've played.
Who is your favorite band?
Growing up, I mean, it was Korn. I mean, it saved me, in a way their music did. But, and they still hold a spot, but it's hard to name a favorite. I love Zeppelin and Tool, and there's just so many great bands out there right now. Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, there's just too many great bands out right now. I don't know, so I'll just say Korn.
What was your first concert like?
What's my first concert? I think it was Korn and Zombie.
Really?
Yeah, and it was crazy. I probably shouldn't have been there. I was pretty underage. There were chicks making out everywhere, people falling from balconies, and it was awesome. So, yeah, that was it.
What's the longest you have performed or you've worked on something?
Performed or worked on something as far as an album, or
as far as an album, or maybe on stage performance wise.
We did a couple of pretty long sets at parties and stuff, going on a couple hours or so. Yeah, that's probably about it. Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever had to improvise on stage?
All the time. All the time. I love breaking out new tracks that the band's not comfortable with and just improvising and stuff. It's I'd say it's one of my strong points.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That actually answers the next question too. I was going to ask you what you think your greatest strengths and weaknesses are.
Improv and weakness? I don't know. I could, I guess, be a little bit overbearing as far as ideas, or if I want to do something, I'm really adamant about what I want to do. I don't know if that's a weakness, but I can be hard-headed sometimes. Thanks for watching, and if you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Do all that good stuff. Thank you.
That'll work.